everybody, or not everybody, maybe just one of you, since I don't have anybody watching my YouTube channel. Today I just am going to talk about how I sustain my business, because I don't mean business, I mean small business. I'm not doing like a high turnover. I'm not making money yet. So it's not even like, but for me, I sell products. So in order to buy products, I have to make money to be able to get things sold, right? Seems in traditional sense, like small businesses have storefronts. But what I've been noticing in our small community here is that there's a lot of small businesses with storefronts that have been going under. And what I mean is, like, we live in San Diego, so everything's very expensive, and rents have gone up by 20% in the last, over the course of 2 years, I want to say. So if there's no sales coming in for the winter months, which is very common, where there's not a lot of like business that can come in until maybe Christmas week or 2 weeks prior, businesses are struggling. Small businesses in particular are feeling the burn of like the high rent here particularly. I don't know other communities. I just know our community is ridiculous in terms of rent. I've looked into getting storefronts, and I don't know how people do it. I don't know how people make money. I don't know how they sustain it. We just had minimum wage increase. So I genuinely don't know how people do it. I don't know how people have employees. I don't know how they pay their rent. I don't know how they pay their bills, to be honest. What I do is a little different, because I'm a mom of 3, and I don't want to be at a shop for 12 hours a day, because I wouldn't be able to afford an employee. I do events. So I look online like 2 or 3 times a week, constantly looking for events. And I have to collaborate really well with my husband to make sure that we don't have like some big event happening with the family, or soccer tournaments, or stuff that I'm willing to miss, but I don't want to miss it on a regular basis. I usually try to do 2 to 3 events a month, and that entails flea markets, swap meets. We're lucky enough here that we live where it just we don't really have a winter, so we can be outdoors if you can handle 40-degree weather sometimes, which isn't bad for a lot of people. I'm from Washington, so to me that's like, I'm not comfortable, but I will deal with it. Another thing is neighborhood street fairs is really big. I found that I actually make a really good amount of money in 1 or 2 day events on these like neighborhood street fairs. And sometimes you have to sign up 5-6 months in advance, or they fill up really quickly. So you have to be looking ahead pretty far in advance. And I'm fortunate enough to live in Southern California, where we have a lot of events happening year round. So I'm even willing to drive up to LA. I do the Rose Bowl flea market, which, if you haven't heard of, it's in Pasadena, and it's huge. It's got everything you could think of. And a lot of businesses have started from just doing that on a monthly basis, because it's only one time a month. But these are just ideas for people who aren't even like necessarily wanting a small business, but just to make extra money. Like if you can, one business that I was even thinking of for a long time, but we didn't have a garage or a warehouse, was all the free stuff that people give away on Craigslist, or people put outside in their alleys. Like all you can do is like maybe paint it, sand it down, give it a little cleaning, and go to the swap meet and sell it for $20-$30. If you need extra cash, this is just stuff that I was thinking, because I didn't have a job for a while, and after I graduated, which was only a few years ago, I wanted to make my own money. I didn't constantly want to be asking my husband for more money. I just wanted to make my own money and go buy or do what I wanted to do without feeling like, I don't know, just the feeling of putting pressure on him, or the feeling of not being an adult because I wasn't making my own money. Sounds weird to some people, I'm sure, but to me it was just like the independence and the financial freedom of having my own money was like, oh, thank God. But there's just little things you can sell, like old stuff. People take donations. Don't take your donations to Goodwill. Sell it on eBay. You know, like read a little bit about how to sell things on eBay. I haven't had the greatest experiences with buying things on eBay, so I don't have anything to do with eBay. I would prefer to sell it at a swap meet or something. I like face-to-face interaction, and then I sell on my site, which is just recently being launched, so obviously there's not a lot of traffic. But I foresee it getting better if I continue to use different platforms to get my content out there. But I'm just saying, like, there's so many different ways for small businesses to sustain themselves that a storefront isn't always necessary. I would love to have a storefront at some point, but I also would like somebody to manage it for me. I don't necessarily want to be there 24 hours a day, so I'm not exactly sure if or when it will happen. Just some ideas to let you know how I do it. Like I said, I'm not really making money like online. Most of my money comes from my events right now, and that's how I'm trying to get people to get online, is by doing these events and actually building myself a foundation and a clientele that will eventually be return customers. I don't really know what I'm doing. I just know that I see it happening. It's not happening fast enough, you know. Impatience is something I live with. But that's all. I didn't know if anybody, some people are curious, like, how do you make money? Are you doing it only online? And the answer is, well, yeah, I do a majority of my stuff online, and I'm prepping for when I do make money online. But in all honesty, my events is where I make my money back. And I just figure if there's small businesses out there, there's so many different events that you can do that it's important to try to get involved. And it's fun to try to learn your community and get involved in that also. I know that there's a small business community in San Diego that I'm starting to like meet people and see the same faces over and over, and I think it's great. I love it. Nothing better. Small businesses, they make me happy. So shop small, buy local, do somebody some good. It helps us support families. Anyways, that's all. I hope you guys have a good weekend since it's Friday, and thank goodness. That's all I can say. Bye.